Could Steam use a Game Pass? Not of Valve games, but the concept of Game Passes on Steam. Here's the hypothesis. The Xbox Game Pass is a decent deal for the customer, and according to Xbox, it's good for them too. Could this same product be brought to Steam? Let's take a look. For Microsoft, Game Pass, we think, has been a success. Even with console sales dipping, Game Pass subscriptions are hitting new records. Exact figures are kept internal at Microsoft, but the fact that they keep driving Game Pass as their main sales pitch, you'd think they would have only stuck with it this long if it was making money. For the players, even if you only play 2 games on it all year, 2 new, normally priced $70 games like Civ 7 and Monster Hunter Wilds, you're coming up even at $140 for the year. With games now hitting $70 and above, this gap is only going to grow. So, if it's good for the companies and a deal for the consumer, why don't we see more? PlayStation has tried to get the concept going with PlayStation Plus, Nintendo has their monthly sub as well, Ubisoft is trying hard to make it financially irresponsible to buy a game, and other things like Humble Bundle have their monthly subscription. So why doesn't Steam have one? They do, kinda. One of the first times we'd heard of a multiple game subscription, not counting stuff like Gamefly, was EA Play. If I recall, this was during the launch of Battlefield 1. You still had to use the Origin launcher, rest in peace, but they pitched you. Pay this monthly sub and you get all the new games. Until you didn't. They kept saying, well, not that new game, that one you still gotta pay for. Here's a little snippet for a few more bucks, but that's it. Pay me. This made its way to Steam on August 31st, 2020. While not the first subscription offered on Steam, that goes to Darkfall, Unholy Wars, an MMO with a subscription starting back in 2013. But this was the first time you could do it for multiple games. There are collections too. The COD collection, the Star Wars collection, but those are standalone purchases, whereas this was monthly. The point is, the tech is there. Steam can put a collection of games together, make them playable through a subscription, and when that's over, the game will once again become unplayable, all while still being purchasable outright. In comes a little bit of game theory. Steam currently has a little over 50,000 games right now, and an additional 42,000 additional bits, like DLC and soundtracks. Bundle sites like Fanatical have proven that people will pay a bit for a collection of games, even if they're never going to play them. If there is one game you want, you buy the whole bundle. I don't know what the split is for the devs, but if they're giving away 6 games for $7, come on, are they really in it for the money? This is where Steam Passes could change things, so we present 3 different Game Pass bundle subscriptions that we think would work. First is the Indie Dev Pass. Take a game like Nex Machina, released in 2017, it's sitting at very positive, 89% on Steam. It was fun. They did somewhat recently release Returnal with PlayStation as the publisher, so I don't know if that still makes them indie, but the game is what matters. We can see Nex Machina had a great launch, and a jump in players when it was in a bundle, but now we're seeing very limited players. Now I have no way of seeing sales for them, but with its age and the fact that it's been part of multiple bundles, I'd reckon sales are all but done. So throw it on a Game Pass. Combined with other great indie-ish games, this could be a compelling pass that would cater to people who like indie games, and potentially give new life to older games. The second pass is the Prequel Pass. Coming up, there will be a ton of sequels and thirds and so on. Slay the Spire 2, Doom the Dark Ages, Monster Hunter Wilds, Splitgate 2, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2,
8 hours later.
Killing Floor 3. Now, not all of these would work with the pass, but the point is, devs love sequels. The Prequel Pass would be a rotating collection of games that are about to get a sequel. What a better way to get more people hyped and interested in your new upcoming game than to have them play the one that came before it. Especially for story-driven games. Jumping straight into the second or third act can lead to a lot of questions, and missed lore. Once the new game comes out, the prequel can leave the pass. Hopefully, because people are now playing the shiny new one. Lastly, we have the Last Pass. This is where we find the dead games. Indie or AAA, all games will eventually reach this point. There are plenty of games with small but dwindling player bases. Rye Games on YouTube has made an entire ongoing series covering these, to incredible success. Let's take a look at Rising Storm Vietnam 2. A highly rated game but past its prime. The devs have moved on, and outside of community maps and servers, there is no future support. It's had many free weekends and been part of multiple bundles, going for as little as $1.24 at 95% off. You can still absolutely find a match, but is it always the one you want? What's the region? What's the ping? What's the mode? What's the point of playing if it's not going to be fun? This would be a potential way to get some much needed bodies in matches, even if it is short-lived. Those are our ideas. There are so many that could be done. We do want to say though, there is the potential for the big developers to copy TV and movies. Ever since Netflix showed up, we've seen almost every network and studio try to make their own subscription service, and so many of them have been expensive failures. So hopefully we get more of the Xbox Game Pass style of many different studios, and not a Disney+. EA and Ubisoft are already trying, to unknown success. What do you think though? Would you pay for a Game Pass on Steam? How much? We're thinking $5. What pass themes would you like to see? Let us know in the comments, and we will react to your thoughts in the next video. That's what we think. Check out more opinions on our channel and join our Discord. Hundreds of stories, patch notes and updates every day, all run by bots so nothing is ever missed. Cheers for watching.